What's up guys, I got a brand new video for you today. Right on the street, we're gonna do some street vlogging and we're shooting with the XF16mm f2.8. Got this lens in for review from Fuji, so we're gonna take it out on the street, do some street photography with it. I've reviewed the 16mm f1.4 and pretty much every Fuji photographer will tell you that's like Fuji's best lens. So let's see how this compares. I'm not gonna compare them head to head, but just my thoughts on this lens. So this lens is f2.8 all the way up to f22. It's a 24mm equivalent on full frame, and it has EBC coatings for ghosting and flaring. It's also weather sealed and has a 9-bladed aperture. All right, so the first test I want to show here is continuous autofocus in video. I have it set to area, and I think it was the factory settings. I might have had the speed a little bit slower, but I superimposed the area autofocus box here, and you can see how smooth the transitions are. Really good in video. I had no issues with it there. Next, I want to show the eye and face detection. If you haven't seen my X-T30 first hands-on impressions, I kind of had this exact same setup when we did a test. And I was pretty impressed with the tracking. There aren't too many cameras that can do eye and face tracking in video, and as you can see, it does a really good job. So far what I can tell is that the autofocus is pretty fast. It's silent. The stepper motor is really good on this lens. I actually find it a lot quieter than something like the 35mm. Kind of sad that it's only f2.8 and not an f2 like the other lenses, but maybe just to keep the size down, they had to actually make it f2.8. The aperture ring feels nice and clicky and dampened, very similar to the 50mm f2 and the 23mm f2. So most of you know that I'm a portrait photographer and I don't generally shoot this wide, but if you were shooting this wide with this lens, you would do something like an editorial full body. Sometimes I will tend to shoot that wide. I think that the 16mm focal length is definitely perfect for landscapes and architecture. And if you even want to go wider than that, you might want to look at something like the 10 to 24. But I love the size of these lenses. All the f2 primes that Fuji's coming out with has, I don't know, it just has like a nice profile on the smaller camera bodies like this. And I would say that one of the best reasons why these are good for street photography is because they're so small, they don't really have an intimidating look, and people aren't gonna look at you weird when you're taking a photo on the street. So taking a look at the minimum focus, which is 6.69 inches, wide open, it's kind of soft around the edges, but it's not that bad. One other thing I'd like to show is a sun star. So this is at f16, has a really nice sun star. I think this is a great lens if you're looking for something that's wide angle and you're putting it on these smaller Fuji bodies, because it just fits the camera so much better compared to something like the 16 f1.4, which is quite a bit bigger of a lens. So, you know, this goes right in line with the other smaller f2 lenses they came out with. Obviously this one is f2.8. But this lens isn't that expensive. It's only $399 US, so I'll put a link in the description where to find it if you're looking for this lens. And yeah, it's a nice sharp little prime, good to add to your collection. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it thumbs down twice. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!